get to apply for today?
One at IT.
IT helped us?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Okay, so do you have any, did I ask big questions before we get started?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna jump right in. So tell me a little bit about what you were doing before you came to Year Up and why you decided to apply to this program.
I was trying to find myself as far as being an adult and what I wanted to, really what my niche is really, and I still am trying to find it. I took a couple college courses at community college in Pittsburgh, but I did go to school out here while I was, younger. I moved away from San Francisco when I was 11, and I commuted pretty much all my life up until that point. And I chose to go to school out in Pittsburgh just to get away from friends and hunker down and get stuff done. And I took about a year and a half worth of courses before I went to the workforce. I went through numerous amounts of jobs up until I was about 23. And then I really started trying to apply for the program when I was 21. So it took about 2 years to get in here. And it's been worth every second.
Thank you so much.
Could you tell me a little bit about why you want to work in tech?
Well, there's plenty of cool tracks in here. Project management's cool, but I'm a real hands-on person, and I ask a lot of questions, and I like to know what's actually going on with things. And with tech, it's a lot more hands-on.
So this next question has a couple of pieces. The first piece is, what's your biggest challenge or growth area that you've had during learning and development? The second part is, how did you work to overcome that? And then the last piece of it is, what are you going to do in internship to continue to work on that?
My biggest problem for me was reacclimating myself to school and trying to remember what the norms were daily. And it was mostly small stuff. Like, I had 4 phone infractions within a span of 2 weeks, and 3 of them came in the first week. And I had 1 tardy, and I haven't had a tardy since, and it was me coming into class and not being seated probably like 4 seconds late. And I haven't had that happen over again. And it's been challenging, but what I've done to overcome was turn my phone on airplane mode before I step through the door and leave it there. I missed a couple assignments. It's just due to my unorganized planner. So I would have to, what I did to change that, I made it more visual. So I drew a bubble around my deliverables, asterisk if it was like a hard copy or a soft copy, and yeah, that was pretty much it. And I haven't had too many more problems with homework assignments. So.
And the last piece of that is, what are you going to do in internship?
Just take what I've learned, take my mistakes and never repeat them again. I keep a little list on my binders now, just so I can remember what the goals are and what is expected of me as far as my phone and stuff like that. Just as a reminder, just so I can see what I'm supposed to be doing.
Thank you. So with the IT internship role description in mind, what makes you a good candidate for an IT help desk role?
Just that I'm always willing to learn new stuff, and I always have questions, and I've become more resourceful. I can look up the answers now and not just go up into my instructor and ask them. And I'm just someone that just likes to ask questions. I've always been interested in how things work. My father had a military background, so I watched History Channel and stuff like that, Animal Planet. So it's just, for me, I'm always interested in finding out what's new, looking at new tech.
And why a IT help desk specifically?
Well, I've always enjoyed customer service when I was working retail and catering. And help desk is like, for me, I get gratitude out of knowing that I've helped somebody, help somebody's day, and just the enjoyment for me is being able to talk to somebody.
Thank you.
So we're going to move into a little bit of a scenario-based question now. I'm going to read it. If you need to ask for clarification or for me to repeat the question, please just ask. Imagine you were asked to organize a room with a lot of tech equipment. What tools and processes would you use to keep track of what's there and what gets taken out?
I take inventory of everything that's inside, write a list of how much of each item there is. Then I'll separate it in a different space, each safe space, and then I'll place each item into a different bin. I would think that's how I would do it.
Do you have a strategy for how you would keep track of who's taking things out of the room or putting them back in?
Probably like a clipboard on the front door, and they can like mark off each item and then, initial it, and then when they turn it back in, I just mark the time, I guess the time that it came back.
Thank you. So Year Up is a very structured environment. Like we have very specific times, and we tell you all, there's all these people telling you where to be and when to be. But you're about to go into internship where it's going to be a lot less structured, and you're going to have a lot more downtime, so like times that aren't specifically for this one task. What plan do you have to ensure that you're successful in that kind of environment?
Just marking down all my tasks for the day, following up with my managers and supervisors just to let them know what I have done, email them if I have like a problem or something small. If it's something big, I'm sure I would go up to them and tell them what's bothering me and I'm having trouble with. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And if I need help, I'll go to my colleagues for real small stuff.
And I would love to learn more specifics about projects that you've worked on and things that you've accomplished. So give me an example of a technically difficult project that you've worked on. What was your role? What did you do?
Well, I guess that would be my first time using PowerPoint. It was in middle school, and I had to ask a lot of my friends how I'm supposed to construct the PowerPoint. So that was kind of challenging, and we only had 2 days to do it. So I really had to go reach out to everyone and call people and call most of my friends at that point in time.
Thank you.
What has been your greatest accomplishment at Year Up so far?
Just bouncing back from trying to get acclimated to Year Up and the professional, just getting reacclimated to Year Up and how it is to be a professional in that type of environment. You can't have your phone on, and you don't want to be the one distracting someone in the meeting. So I can see why it's so big to keep your phone on airplane mode. It's a professional environment, and you're going to look bad, and they may have a special guest in the meeting, and if your phone goes off or you're slouching and it looks bad on their part and on their professionalism.
So when did you feel like you were reacclimated? Like, was there a moment in time when you felt like that?
The first time I had got 15 points back, I wasn't getting it. And I struggled the week after that, but the week after that, it's been continuous. I've got like 3 straight good weeks. So
Congratulations.
I'm trying.
So that was the last of our word-based questions.